Hey guys, this is Jason, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than normal. And obviously I like cars, but I also like four-wheeling a lot. Always have, even as a kid. So I picked up this 1986 Suzuki LT230S. I got it pretty cheap. It was running driving. But it became pretty apparent that the clutch was slipping. So I thought, well, how am I going to change out the clutch? Now the 230S uses a manual clutch. It's something I didn't know until I actually discovered this model. But the clutch is slipping on it, and got to looking around the internet, and there's just no information on how you do this. There's no forums, can't really find any manuals for it, nothing on YouTube, so I figured what the heck, we'll get out the old camera and document this process. Now I've got the clutch packs themselves on eBay. Got them 40 bucks. I've had them soaking in oil for about a week because my I'm gonna do it tomorrow turned into I'm gonna do it next week. But like I said, there's no information on this, so I'm completely winging it. I am going in blind, and we're just gonna hope for the best. So first thing I've done is it's got this little foot pedal right here, and hang on. Okay, so the foot pedal bolted on right there. It's just two 14mm bolts, and it comes off. Now, that gives me access to this spring and that cotter pin. So basically we're going to take the spring off, and it's pretty tight, so I'm going to try not to pop myself in the eye with it. Then we're going to take this off, and we'll take this pedal off, which will give access to the clutch cover. So, let's see if I can get you in the spot. I'm kind of crammed in here right now. That might be able to see. There it was. Okay, spring off. Set it over to the side. Now get our trusty slip joint pliers and. Of course it's going to rotate. Why wouldn't it rotate? See this little guy. I'm grabbing up seemingly large tubs so that stuff won't go away. It's got a little washer on the outside. Looks like two little washers on the inside. Little plastic guys. Nope, not plastic, metal. Alright, just a couple little things there. Put them in there, and now we should be able to pull the brake pedal off. Alrighty, brake pedal's off. Okay. That gives me access to we got, looks like a whole bunch of little 8mm there. I don't know if this has to come off or even what it is, but typically when I see something like this, it tells me there's an adjustment, so I'm just going to leave it alone unless I can avoid it. And I got a bolt there, and of course this is my clutch cable assembly. So I'm going to start popping that stuff off, and we'll go from there. And again, it's our trusty 8mm. I'm going to go ahead and pop the clutch cable first. No idea if these bolts are all different lengths, so I'm going to try to keep track of them for now. Those appear to be the same length. Alrighty. I'm going to take these three near the Kickstarter off. sometimes that Kickstarter snaps off, so you might need this video for that. We'll see. Well, that don't look like it's going to be a pain at all. Alright, thus far all of these are looking the same. They are. So I'm just going to start chucking them in the bucket so I don't lose any. Last thing you want is an oil leak. It's like the last thing you want is your foot going to sleep. Okay. Pull the Kickstarter down at the starting position. Get those in the bracket off. Should get in our tub. I'm going to see about just leaving that kick assembly on. Alright, see, now that one's a little shorter. So, that's interesting. That one's a little longer, even more interesting. Okay. And just leave those in then. So yeah. Two on the left are different lengths than the rest. That's what I was worried about. The bottom ones are different lengths. All the top ones are about the same length, and all the bottom ones are about the same length, except for that one corner over there, which is really long, that bottom left-hand side. I have my oil pan in place because it's going to drain oil everywhere. That one's a little different length. That's just lovely. Okay. Alright. As far as I can tell, I got the whole clutch cover unbolted. Again, I don't know what that is. So this piece is holding something up there. Now, I did read something on the internet about this piece coming out. I have no idea how that's supposed to happen. They said it just pries up. Yeah, that's what it does. Just kind of pries up and out of there. And it's got a little gear drive set up on it. I'm just going to set that aside. Feels like something's holding it down here with this bottom left-hand doohickey is. Let's see if I got another bolt under there. And I'm starting to get some oil draining. So those are 10mm lock nuts. Alright, I'm going to take the 12mm out. Well, it looks like I'm heading into no man's land. No idea what it is, but I gotta pop it off from there. Whatever it is, it's definitely holding on that corner. nothing else I can see down there that would be holding it except these three. Definitely some kind of spring in there. Oh, oil filter. All that and ringing is just the damn oil filter. Okay. Guess I've worked on too many automatic transmissions where unbolting something like that can screw half the engine. Ah, and there's my hidden bolt. Since I don't have another oil filter on me right now, I'll make sure to protect this guy real good. Okay. There's one more hidden 8mm bolt right up in here. I don't know if y'all can see it that easy, but I ain't gonna show it because, honest to God, can't miss it. Alrighty then. Go ahead and let that oil drain. I'm just going to try to keep all these bolts in their respective locations just for the time being. And Mr. Clutch cover drains right off. Pops right off, I should say. Okay. So what that gets us is access to our clutch basket and our clutches themselves. Now, from what I can tell in here, we got ourselves a interesting sort of groove thingamajig there. But these 8mm are going to have to pop off. Now these plates usually go in a special order, so steel friction, steel friction, steel friction, whatever. Our gasket looks mostly unharmed, so I don't think I'm going to mess with it that much. And there should be springs behind every one of these. It's going to pop out, and that'll give us access to our clutch pack assembly. So we got this little snap ring here, and then whatever. It's awful damn loose. I get the feeling. Oh, what the feeling is. I get the feeling that's important. So, let me make sure I got you where you can see mostly what's going on here. I'm doing my thing. Alright. So, yeah. Now here's where things get interesting, because we gotta unscrew these without doing this, and you do not ever use a screwdriver on the clutch basket. That's a great way to screw up your clutch basket. So, I don't really want to mess with the teeth either. There's one. There's two. That's got dirt on it, which I don't want in my crankcase. That's three. That's four. That's five. Alright. So, now we got those loose. I'm looking at next is unscrewing each one of these, but again, there's going to be a spring behind them. So don't let them fly off. You don't want to lose an eye. Alrighty. Now the springs, I'm going to hang on to these even though my new clutch kit came with new springs. So I'm going to hang on to them just in case. Okay. Okay, so that really don't have to come off. So we got our first one, which is our steel, so don't even mess with that clip. Then we got our friction discs. It looks like it goes front plate, friction, steel, friction, steel, friction. So I'm going to set these down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stack them exactly as they're coming off of there, just so I know there's no way. So friction, steel, friction, steel and friction again. Steel, friction, steel. And friction. And steel. Friction again. Now it looks like just the steel pressure plate back there. Alright, so the clutch basket itself seems alright. I'm going to go over there and grab my pre-soaked clutch discs. My steels. Okay, now I've got my rag here so my hands are clean. I've got my friction plates that have been soaked. Now my pressure plate back there, which has some evidence of scoring, but nothing major, nothing I would call upsetting. That one's attached to the clutch basket itself. Okay, so the backing there, like I said, there might be a little bit of scoring on it. Nothing I would call major. So now we're going to do this little method. See, I got new springs here, which are supposed to be OE quality, but who knows. Okay. So I got my steels. I got my friction, so I'm going to go friction, steel, friction, steel, friction, steel, all the way up to where we belong. So, got our steel backer. We're going to go friction. I have no idea if these are supposed to be soaked or whatever, but I'm going to oil them just to be safe. Now, steel. Friction. Steel. Friction. steel. Friction. Steel. Friction. Steel. Last friction, and it should be the pressure plate. That's the last steel. We have changed it. There. Steel, that goes pretty much wherever. Now we put our fresh springs in. Again, I have no idea what the correct torque specs are, or if there's a specific tightening sequence. I'm just going to wing this. Again, no information. Snug. Okay, I'm going to start at the bottom and just give it what feels right. Okay, that feels right. So, at this point, it's pretty much just put the cover back on, fill it back up with oil, and take it for a test ride and see what happens. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. Now, one thing, I'm going to take this center peg and slide it over, because that's where this clutch piece engages to. And it comes down in there, so I'm going to keep it kind of that direction. Yeah. There. And my gasket looks in place. So, long one bottom left corner. Short ones everywhere else except where there's brackets. I'm just going to get a couple of them started here and make sure my clutch is lined up where it's supposed to be. Last thing I want to do is get all these bolts back in and find out, oh, surprise! Yeah, your clutch doesn't engage because you got the splines in the wrong spot. I get the feeling they'll only go one way, but been wrong before. Alright, 2 bolts on the new. I think it's seated. Seems like it's seated. Alrighty, folks. Just in case y'all mixed it up. The short bolts are that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. This one right here is the really long one, and then this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are all the medium length ones, I guess is what we would call them. And again, no torque specs, so I'm just going to wing it. Tighten it down to what I feel a 8mm bolt should be tightened down to. Which is basically what my wrist can crank down, because you don't want to snap one of these off. But at the same time, yeah. Okay. Alright, I'm going to give my clutch a pull and see what's going on there. And that don't do me a lick of good. That's not pulling at all. So I'm gonna slide that clutch cable forward. I'm gonna pop that back out. I'm gonna adjust it back one. Alrighty, I'm going to loosen off on my clutch adjuster up here. Oh. 12mm. Okay, 12mm. Wow, that took nearly all the adjustment. Should tell you how messed up the clutch was, though. It took all the handlebar and all the down here adjustment. Whether I did something horribly wrong, we'll find out soon. Okay. Clutch seems to be working. Clutch is working. Excellent. Starter's working. I do believe that might have done it. I'm going to do the other cringe-worthy thing that everybody's going to hate, and that is put the same oil filter back in there. But again, I didn't even know this thing had an oil filter, thus I didn't get it. So, back in she goes. Okay, so the O-ring. Yes, that just kind of goes there and sits. And this happy little fella has a specific direction that it goes. How interesting. Let's go. I find it odd that that uses no gasket. Who might argue? Seems to have worked. No, what am I doing? Not 8mm. 10mm. Hello, old friend. Put tension back on. Okay. Now, Mr. Brake pedal. One washer goes in between. The washer goes on the outside. Yes, I'm going to reuse the same cotter pen. At least I think I am. Yeah, I am. Okay. Actually, before I go putting that back on, let's get right on the head and put this guy back up, which is always a pain in the ass. Let's see if we can do it the workforce way. Yeah. Alright. So that's pretty much it. Now we wipe her down, refill her with oil, and nice 10W40. Check for leaks, which I pray to God I got none. And then we go for a test ride and see how it does. Make sure the clutch ain't still slipping. That should be the gist of it. So yeah, Best advice I can give you is make sure you get a new oil filter and a new side cover gasket, unless you want to do it the wrong way like I did. But that's the procedure. Thanks for watching. Hope it helps.